teen pregnancy are unclear, but the evidence suggests more teens are using birth control or are abstaining from sexual activity. I'm Michael Kastner.
Time is 9:42. The Sergio Show, News Talk 710 KURV. Hey, look at that. It's already Thursday. My goodness. Every Thursday, that's the normal schedule. We have a conversation with our friends and family over at Edinburgh Consolidated Independent School District. And our friend Lisa Ayala joining us right now. Lisa Ayala Hetler, along with David Molina. We welcome back to the show. Dave is in charge of safety and security issues over at ECISD. Back to Lisa. Is this the first time you and I get to talk?
This is the first time you and I actually get to talk on the radio.
I hear you in the background. You're, laughing and poking Marty about this, that, and the other. Well, it's good to talk to you again.
Likewise.
This is your first return to broadcasting since your Channel 5 days, right? Like Freddie.
Yes, it is. Yes, it sure is. And I'm glad to be back. I enjoy this. This is fun.
How many years you been at the district now, Lisa?
I'm going to be going on. This will be my 4th year starting in August.
All right. Well,
3 years.
Welcome to the program. So let's bring in David. Oh, no, before we bring in Dave on safety and security, let's do rewind real quick on the annual Edinburgh CISD Scholarship Golf Tournament. And tell me about that. Do a quick recap on that one.
Yes, it was held this weekend. We had 57 teams participate. It was a great success. We raised a lot of money. All of the money will go towards scholarships for seniors that will be going off to college. So we're very excited. We broke last year's record. We're very excited about that. And the goal is to give at least $1,000 scholarships to 10 seniors from each of our high schools. So that's what we're looking to do, and we're excited about that. All
right. That's Lisa Ayala Hetler, ECISD, our weekly conversation with her family over at Edinburgh Schools. And you can also join us at 710 KURV Facebook Live. We have the benefit of going online. 710 KURV Facebook Live. You'll notice David Molina, he's the chief of safety and security issues. Tell me about audits that the state is conducting, safety, like checking the doors and all that at the district. What's going on, Dave?
Good morning, Mr. Sanchez.
Yes, sir.
So our safety audits are being conducted by our Texas Education Agency auditors. They arrive at random at our schools, our campuses, and first of all, they're checking to see whether or not they're able to make entry into our buildings. They check for exterior doors if they're unlocked. Once that happens, and they'll check into the front office and they'll get with our principal, and then they do other checks within the interior of the campus, and they go over documentation from our police officers, making sure that they do their daily checks on interior doors and exterior doors. And so far, out of our 45 campuses, I mean, we've done excellent. I can't take credit for that. That's going to be entirely on our campus principals and their staff, and their training and making sure that they're up to par in their security protocols that are mandated by the state.
There was news, Lisa had mentioned that you guys received metal detectors, like the first metal detectors. What can you describe? What role will they play, either at high school or administration? Like, where do you put these metal detectors? How many more can you get, metal detectors?
Well, we have our first one installed at Robert Villa High School, and this will be primarily for visitors that are coming in. Okay. So not for our students. The students will come in, and this will be for the visitors that come in after the first bell. So this is the first one that we have. We are looking to have one installed at each of our secondary schools, hopefully by sometime next year. So that's the goal, is to make sure that we have safety, security, in place at all of our secondary schools. So we're gonna see how this goes and kind of use it as a pilot.
Which is another layer of security at the entry point, right? Because for the longest time, y'all have been mentioning how people try to check in at the front desk, and they do like a flash immediate background check with a state ID, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. With our Raptor technology, that's the first thing they have to do. So this is kind of another layer of defense. Exactly. Yeah. It's another layer that they have to go through to make sure that they have nothing on them, that there's nothing dangerous or, that could impede any of our safety or security measures. So you're right. After they do that, they have to go to our front desk. They have to get checked in. They run their license. They have to make sure that there's nothing in their background that is, questionable. No, and that's the only way that they gain entry into schools in the first place.
Oh, yeah. You definitely, anybody delivering stuff, any truck driver delivering stuff. Yeah, you don't want an individual that, has been flagged for all eternity as a predator, walking
That's
through those, or
right.
something like that, right? Lisa
Right.
Ayala Hitler, along with the Chief of Safety and Security at ECISD, David Molina, joining us. Every week on the program, we have a conversation with Edinburgh CISD. Lisa, real quick, on the metal detector, is it a walkthrough type, or is it like the little wand, like, is it one of those things?
It's a walkthrough
It's a
for
walkthrough,
now.
yeah.
We have a walkthrough, and we'll see how this one goes. And we're looking forward to kind of having an idea of how it works and how well we do with it. And just kind of get an idea. Obviously, we're wrapping up this school year, so it'll be we'll have a good month before we
Yeah.
to gather some data and get some information about how well it does.
Yeah,
And
Vela, the first campus, which eventually
the
you'll get.
yes, and it's right at the entrance. So that will actually the side, right where the visitors come in.
The entrance.
The entrance, right.
Okay.
So that's where it will be placed. And again, we'll look to have one at each of our high schools, and then eventually
Okay.
probably our middle schools
All
as
the
well.
campuses. All right. Staying on the topic of technology, Dave, vape detectors and the restrooms, right? Like, where do you put these vapes to make sure that the huerquillos, and like, how young do you go? Do you put them like in elementary schools or middle schools, or like tell me about the vape detectors we have at Edinburgh schools and how you apply them.
Right now, we've rolled out 20 vape detectors, and we've installed them in our high schools and our middle schools. We haven't installed them in our elementaries. We're trying to focus on the secondary schools first.
Please tell me there's no little ones. Please, I'd like to think that their innocence is still being protected. Please tell me we don't have that vape issue at elementary schools. Please tell me there's nothing. Okay, good.
We do not. So we're focusing on purchasing more and adding more vape detectors to the secondary schools.
Okay. Tell me about more technology, cameras, fencing, the Raptor system that the Lisa was telling me about. You guys got more money to upgrade all that too. Tell me about that, Dave.
So the first grant that we received was about $83,000. That's the grant that we received in order to purchase our Raptor system. So that was according to the mandate that Governor Abbott made, that in order for our teachers to be able to initiate a lockdown from the individual classrooms, right? His mandate was see something, say something. So we purchased that technology, and it's installed in every iPad in our classrooms. So our teachers are able to initiate a lockdown if they do see something. And our classrooms are also they have telephones where they can call 911, they can call the main office, and that's another way of them to reach out for help. So that was the first grant we received. The second grant that we received, which was about 1.8 million, or excuse me, 1.3 million, that was the first grant that gave us the opportunity to upgrade and fortify our school. So we used that money to purchase fencing, right? Fencing and installation to secure the school perimeters. We use that money to purchase or to install new exterior doors, to replace existing locks, rekeying doors, exterior door numbering. That way, first responders, when they respond to an incident within one of our campuses, they'll see the door numbering up on top of the door, and they know, we'll tell them, you can make entry at this door, and they'll be able to know exactly where they need to go. Another part of the grant was for us to purchase lock boxes, right? These lock boxes, we're going to be installing them at major entrances to our campuses for first responders to be able to access those lock boxes and get master keys for all our doors and maps, right? In case they need to respond to an incident within one of our campuses.
All right.
That grant also gave us the ability to purchase radios, two-way radios for the individual campuses for them to communicate amongst themselves as far as administration, teachers, and our police officers. Our second grant, which is the one that we just received this year, is for about $6 million. And that grant, the SAFE grant, is going to be an extension of this second grant. And it's going to give us more money to continue with fencing and fortifying our schools. Once we do that, right, because we need to be, according to state law, right, there's certain things that we need to have in place. Once we're up to par with that, then the grant allows us to start installing or purchasing other items as far as further communication within the schools. We can purchase automatic gates. We can add more front door cameras, add exterior cameras, interior cameras. And then eventually, once we're settled and good with all that, we can use that funding to help in salaries for our police officers within the campuses.
Very well, very well.
Very exciting.
Yeah, David Molina, he's the Chief of Security Safety Issues, Edinburgh CISD. Join us at 710 KURV Facebook Live, people. Today is worth it because we got Lisa Ayala Hetler joining us today. She's the Chief of Communications over at Edinburgh CISD. Now, Dave, I've been privy to some friends who are like up in Austin. They might be running a pilot program on incident response at a school district up there that involves like cell phones, right? All the teachers, everybody's got a cell phone. Teachers have cell phones, and then they'd be able to call quietly for help, and then be told, okay, this bad guy is down your hall. Things like that, like fascinating technology and how things are changing. Maybe I'm thinking that might be next, as far as making sure to lock down campuses, quick response, like real-time assessments with maps on where the bad guy is, all those things. Really cool stuff. I see that showing up at because Edinburgh, I know the district, you guys have been like tip of the spear, have been trendsetters when it comes to safety for so many years. Lisa, do a quick, like for folks who, or, maybe they miss these conversations. I think give them a quick inventory, like of all the full police force and assets that we have for Edinburgh CISD that has always been like a leader in security.
Absolutely. We've been doing this really since 2012 when Sandy Hook happened. So we have a large police force, over 80 police officers. We have a police officer at every elementary campus, 2 at every middle school, 4 at every high school. We have a SWAT team. We have K-9 unit. We have, and this has been incredibly important for all of us. We have invested in ballistic shields, invested in training, incident command. We've invested in, stop the bleed, fentanyl awareness, just making sure that our police officers know, are up to date on all the trends on everything that we need to keep our school district safe, our students safe. We know that what parents want is for their kids to have great teachers and for them to be safe. Those are the 2 things that parents want. So we understand that, we know that, and we've been investing in those 2 things for years. And so we have a larger police department than many municipalities. And there's a reason for that. Our district, our board of trustees and superintendent saw a need and decided to invest in that direction.
And having Dave at the helm when it comes to all safety and security, constantly on a daily basis taking inventory and all the safety and security issues and technology on the way, all that beautiful stuff. Hey, as we close out, Lisa, could you tell me, again, Lisa Ayala Hetler, ECISD, and David Molina, Chief of Security and Safety Issues, ECISD. Every Thursday we have conversations with our family at Edinburgh Schools. Let's do some mentions, parting thoughts on some kids doing really good in different competitions. What you got?
We're very excited. So we have 5 elementary schools that are headed to Ohio, actually, for national chess championship competitions today. And that Avila, Desavala, Canterbury, Jefferson, Ramirez, DPS actually sent a helicopter to Avila yesterday and landed and made a big deal for the kids. So that was really exciting. But they're all headed off to national competitions.
Elementary, you said, right? Elementary,
yes. I mean, the after-school programs have been a boon to these kids and have really developed and had they've had an opportunity to pursue their passions and really flourish in so many areas. And obviously, they're doing amazing in chess and so many other things.
Yeah.
We also have state champions at EHS, our Mariachi Primer Orgullo, indoor winds and color guard all won state championships. Edinburgh North High School also, their percussion and indoor winds won state champions. So, we want to just congratulate, celebrate, and wish all of our kids good luck that have competitions coming up. And, we're just very excited here at Edinburgh CISD. And if you're looking for a great school district to send your kids to, we are open enrollment, and we encourage you to send them here.
Here. And I'm a testimonial for that, too, because I got my oldest, Wetko. He's over at Edinburgh CISD. The collegiate campus. And Edinburgh is open enrollment for all campus, all different programs, so consider that. Well, hug to you both. Thank you for joining us. You guys be safe. We'll speak to you in a few days. That's
all right.
Lisa Ayala Hetler with Edinburgh CISD, and big thank you to David Molina as well. He's the Chief of Security Safety Issues at Edinburgh Schools. Time is 9:57. Sergio Show, News Talk 710 KURV. I want to say big thank you to our supporters this hour. Thank you to Best Restaurant Supply and DLJ Commercial Roofing.